Hi, this is Oliver from Brisbane, Australia, and I've been listening to the show for a little while now, and I don't have a side hustle yet, but I'm wondering what the possibilities might be for my situation. I don't have a lot of disposable income right now, so I always like hearing stories with low startup costs. I could probably spend about $300 to $500, but no more. What's the best business or side hustle for me to pursue?
I'm so glad to get this question. It's a question that I often hear variations of, and it reflects a bit of problematic thinking. Okay, and I mean that in the best of ways because, as I said, it's common. A lot of people think this way. If you have ever thought, oh, I have a certain amount of money, what could I do with it? This question is for you. Starting a business is not like going on a vacation where you think about, okay, here's my available budget. Therefore, what can I do? If I've got $1,000 to spend on this vacation, you ask yourself, where can I go for $1,000? That is perfectly reasonable. But this thinking doesn't apply to your money-making side project, your small business, or at least it shouldn't. Okay? So to understand the problem with the question or the line of thought, it might help to think about a larger amount of money. For a lot of us, $300 is in the category of, okay, I don't want to throw that away, but my quality of life isn't threatened if I lose it. $300 is not everything to me. But what if Oliver said, I have $3,000 or even $30,000 or $300,000, like however many zeros you need to add? In a startup world, or even in a retail store or some manufacturing businesses, $30,000 isn't considered a lot of money. People spend their life savings or max out their credit cards for a business opportunity. So in that situation, if someone doesn't have a specific idea in mind, but says, oh, I have $30,000, how should I spend it? You can probably spot the flaw in the reasoning. So when you're going on that vacation, you've got the $300 or $3,000 to spend, it makes sense to plan with that constraint in mind. But with small business ideas, you may not need to spend any amount of money. It's much more important to focus on what the project is, what is your idea, and let that project lead the way. That's going to determine your startup costs. If you're making a website, you can spend $50 on making a website, or you can spend $50,000. Whatever you spend on anything related to your project should be directly related to what is required, not what is available to you. Okay. Now, as for what the idea is, to get past the line of thinking of, here's how much money I have. As for what your idea is, we've got tons of examples in the Side Hustle School archives. You're more than welcome to steal one of them. And I'm also publishing a lot of courses here on LinkedIn. So, free ideas. Finally, remember that a low-budget idea is something to be proud about, not something to be ashamed of. Long ago, I wrote a book called The $100 Startup. We have had a lot of $0 startup stories on the show. So who knows? Perhaps you'll be next.